Hello, everybody. Well, we're 11 days away from surgery day, and I wanted to share some things with you. So, I had mentioned in previous videos that I was put on a weight loss shake diet, which is also in the medical field called it an EEN, which is entirely enteral nutrition. So, it's a liquid diet. It's for me, it's this brand here. There we go. So it's even though it's Nestle, it's still like a medically controlled diet, medically monitored diet. They don't sell these like on the regular market, and they come in 3 different flavors. They come in vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate, and that gets very boring. So I bought something here, little flavoring. It's Splenda. It's a sugar-free syrup, and it's got 0 calories. And this one is salted caramel. I also have a coconut one. I mean, they sell lots of different flavors, and everybody would have a preference. But the thing is that you only get 3 flavors, so it's got to be something that mixes well. So this one mixes well with vanilla and chocolate. The coconut pretty much only mixes well with the chocolate. Plus, twice a day I do psyllium husk, which is essentially it's Metamucil. And the one that the VA sends me is orange flavored. And so orange doesn't taste very good with the strawberry. It doesn't taste very good with the chocolate. So I'll either mix it in a glass and drink it down by itself like that, or I will, instead of adding water to the OptiFast, I will add, and this is by recommendation of my nurse practitioner, I will add sugar-free orange soda and vanilla OptiFast and ice, and I add the Metamucil, and I blend it, and it tastes like a creamsicle. So that's pretty good. I noticed like blending with the ice makes things a little more filling and a little more palatable, I guess you could say. I also I struggle sometimes to drink enough water, so I do Crystal Light flavorings. They're sugar free, and I add them to my water. I have a peach tea and raspberry lemonade. So I like to do those to add to my water, and it makes it a little better, a little easier to drink. Finding ways to adapt what you have to do rather than saying, "Ugh, I can't, this sucks, I don't want to do that," whatever. Find ways to make it better. And that positive attitude will help you all the way through the whole process, because it's not easy. It's not. And so tonight, my daughter, she's home from college, and she ate her favorite birria tacos, and I love them. And so seeing her eat while I'm sitting there with a shake in front of me, and while my wife is there eating her leftover Chinese, and then we have a tradition in the family. My wife is Russian, and she likes to have tea at night, and so we do what we call tea and sweets at night. And so for me, I have tea. I have unsweetened tea, and that's it. So tonight they were enjoying some duck donuts. I don't know if you've ever heard of that brand, but and that was rough watching them eat their duck donuts while I sat there and drank. Today I took my wife to sushi and watched her eat it, and she felt super guilty. She's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm like, no, you wanted sushi. Let's do this. It doesn't bother me. And it really didn't bother me. I wasn't hungry. Sure, you have the desire for food, but it really makes you realize that that food is not being used as fuel. And I guess that's why we're overweight and end up having to have surgery, right? Is because we don't know how to make food just fuel. Have you ever noticed those skinny people around you, like the person at work that's real thin, and they're not participating in the donuts that have been brought in by somebody, or the bagel day, or whatever it is at work, and you wonder, like, how can they do it? Because they don't care about food. I used to have a friend that could live on rice. He would just have a bowl of rice with a little soy sauce on it, and that would be a meal. And I'd be like, how can you do this? Food is great, but food is not great. That's why I'm fat. I can't control my doing things in moderation. If I really like something, I tend to overindulge. And so I don't know. I mean, well, I'm learning. This is going to be a long journey. And yeah, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of what all they're going to do to my body. I mean, I've looked at the diagrams, I've watched the videos about the Roux-En-Y bariatric surgery or gastric bypass. And that's a lot of rerouting, And like I was showing the diagram to my daughter today, she's 20, and she was like, that's all the stomach they're going to leave you with? Like, how can you eat, And I'm like, well, for a while, I'm only going to go from a couple tablespoons up to maybe a couple of ounces per meal. And it's got to be focused on protein, And it's like the first couple of weeks on the diet, after the surgery, you have a clear liquid diet. I believe it's 2 weeks, might just be one. It depends on your surgeon too, but it's clear liquids, and that includes Jello. Yay! And then it's after that it's puree, so it's baby food essentially. So you got to blend up things. I'll bring some recipes to you that I've been seeing online and stuff, things that sound really good, that are blended purees that make it sound very palatable. I'm kind of actually excited, especially being on the shake diet now. It makes that seem tasty. So I'm looking forward to trying some things, and I'll post about some recipes that I find. I bought a book off of Amazon that is it's a bariatric surgery cookbook, but it's not just food and cooking. It also gives you the whole background of bariatric surgery and the limitations and the recommendations and how it's done and what's done. And, it's pretty helpful. Like, my wife sat down and read that book trying to understand about the surgery too. See, there's going to be people that disagree with you, that think this is a terrible idea, or that you're taking the easy way out, or it's too dangerous, or too much surgery. I'm in PA school and I'm on rotation now in GI, and it's pediatric GI, but it's still GI. And I was talking to my attending physician that I'm with, and I said, I'm having bariatric surgery. And she goes, oh, Jesus. Like, that was her reaction. And I was like, can you explain why a GI doctor is having this reaction? And she's like, well, I don't know the first thing about this. All I deal with is children, and none of these children are getting this surgery, but it just sounds very extreme. My wife is scared. She's like, mentions things like, I like a big guy. I fell in love with a big guy. I'm not sure I'm going to be, comfortable with you being skinny. And, she's afraid. She's afraid that I'm going to die in surgery, or that I'll die after surgery of some complication. I mean, I don't want to be unrealistic, but like, I tried to get life insurance for in case something happened in surgery, and I didn't qualify because of my diabetes. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that my health is preventing, and I've pretty much explained to my wife how the comorbidities I have are far more dangerous than anything I'll go through with the surgery, and I'm struggling to they've gotten worse instead of better. Like, the diabetes has gone from just needing metformin and changing my diet to being insulin dependent on 2 different insulins, a long acting and a short acting. And, less than a month ago, I was in the hospital. I had to go to the ER because my blood sugar went above 400. That's pretty freaking dangerous. And diabetes is horrible for your body. It's horrible for your kidneys. It's horrible for healing. A lot of people get sores on their feet, and because of diabetic neuropathy, which is numbness in your feet, your hands, your extremities, this can cause poor healing. You get these wounds, you get ulcers, and they don't heal. And what happens is the tissues are so saturated with sugar that they won't heal together. It prevents the clotting cascade from working properly. But it's very dangerous. It causes a cardiovascular disease. It's it's no joke, diabetes. And that's one of the big reasons that I'm getting the surgery. I'm certainly not doing it for aesthetic reasons. To me, that's a benefit. Or I'm from New Orleans, as we would say, New Orleans. That's lagniappe. The rest is for health. I want to live longer. I have a family history of heart disease. My dad had a quadruple bypass at 52 years old. His dad died of a heart attack at 52 years old. I'm 54, and I'm worried. It's in my history. Both my parents my dad had several different kinds of cancers. My mom died from basically her kidneys failed, but she also had congestive heart failure. So the medicine that helps the congestive heart failure causes problems with the kidneys. So it was like there was a balance they just couldn't meet. And she had diabetes. My father had diabetes. I mean, it's scary stuff, Yeah. But we need to, make changes in our life. And I've struggled to make the traditional diet and exercise changes. With the pain I'm in, it makes exercise hard. With my lack of self-control, it makes the dieting hard. So I'm going through with this. It's major. I'm aware it's major, but it's life-saving. And that's why I'm doing it. Feel free to post any questions or subscribe. I'll keep you posted as I go. This is day 11 until surgery. All right. Thank you.